Well, hello there. My name is Vladimir. Welcome to my home studio. Today we are looking at five-ish ways of using an octave pedal. When I was considering doing a demo of the Mover Tender Octave I recently got on my pedal board, I started thinking that maybe it's actually more interesting to take a look at kind of different creative ways or musical ways you can use an octave pedal. But let's begin by quickly taking a look at the pedal itself and, as they say on the CSI, enhance. And as you can see, it's a really compact pedal. There's a dry control, which at this setting lets in, or not lets in, lets through all the dry signal. Then you can add the sub octave, the upper octave, and there's a three-way toggle switch, which goes from fat to tight to swell. And I'm suspecting there's a story going on over here. Like somebody was fat, then they got tight, and that was swell. That's a really bad joke. I'm really sorry. Yeah. Quickly to run you through the signal chain: Tele, Overalton Junior, Tuner Torpedo Live, Mesa Boogie, Rectifier 4x12, bunch of pedals for different kinds of effects. So the first way to use an octave pedal is to add a little bit of the upper octave above your dry signal to create this kind of shimmerish thing that kind of isn't super noticeable, but once you take it off, it doesn't sound as good anymore. I'm on the tight setting on here. I think I'll take the upper octave down just a little bit, and without it, sounds like this. I don't know about you, but to me that sounds kind of more rich and vivid and colorful and all of those terms how you would describe your tone. It's not super noticeable, but it's there, and especially if you are the only guitar player in the band and maybe there isn't a keyboard player either, that's a really nice way to kind of feel a bit more of the spectrum and add some nice higher kind of frequencies in the mix. It's subtle, but it's also pretty powerful. Speaking of being the only guitarist in the band, the octave pedal is a great way to kind of enhance your lead sound. And I'm kind of on purpose going for this kind of worship guitar lead sound that seems to be especially popular in the States. So hi to all of you worship guitar guys. I'm adding both a little bit of the higher octave and the lower octave, and without it, it sounds like this. I know it's a bit too much on its own, but especially with the reverb and delay settings going on, the lower octave makes it sound like there's a bunch of kind of baritone range guys singing whoa, or something like that. You get the idea. If you're playing a lead line that's not meant to be as upfront as the one I just showed you, you could, for example, take the upper octave out and it would sound something like this. It just adds a little bit of weight to that lead line. Again, especially if you're the only guitar player, that helps. That happened. And since this church thing seems to be a gift that just keeps on giving, We're going to stick with that, and we are using the octave pedal to kill the dry signal, we're killing the sub signal, and we are playing these kind of super nice high octave things. A lead line for your Christmas song intro or something like that, for example. And now I ruined the mood by playing 2 wrong notes. Please forgive me. The next way of using an octave pedal is pretty obvious to you if you've ever heard a single Jack White song, and that's adding kind of oomph to your single note guitar riff thingies by adding a little bit of sub octave. Please examine the Exhibit A. I went to the CSI thing. Exhibit A without the octave and with it. Yeah, that's pretty fun. The next way of using an octave pedal, and we seem to be coming back to the church theme again, is replacing your organ player with the octave pedal and your guitar. So without the octave pedal, it sounds pretty boring. It's guitar with some delay and reverb. But if we kill the dry signal and add quite a bit of sub octave and upper octave, behold! And you can also go to the swell setting to add even more kind of organy effect. Or if you want to John Lordify the whole thing, you'll go back to the tight setting, add some overdrive, and go. Just as John Lord would have played it. Imagine how much your band will save money because you don't have to pay that keyboard/organ player anymore. And since we also touched the subject of saving money in the band, you can now replace your bass player as well by just adding a bunch of sub-octave over here, killing the dry signal, killing the upper harmonics, and you got a bass. Who needs a bass player anymore? since the Moog Tender Octave tracks a bit slow, you can also be the one of those kind of cool bass players that play just a little bit behind the beat by playing your guitar exactly to the beat, and that thing will handle the kind of cool lag, for lack of a better term, for you. How cool is that? So there you have it, 5-ish ways of using an octave pedal. Some of them more serious, some not so much. I'll let you decide which way which. But I think one thing we've established is that how much fun you can have with a small pedal like this, and how many kind of different kinds of fun it allows you to have. It's a really cool pedal. I think everyone should have an octave pedal on their board, because you might not use it for the serious stuff that much, but I think it's super healthy to just go completely crazy and noodle with the higher octave or the lower octave or the church organ sound or anything like that. Something that inspires you to do something that you don't usually do. I think pedals like this are super fun for that reason. Hopefully you also found this video at least a little bit helpful and informational. And if you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, there's a subscribe button for you. Click the notification bell as well so you won't miss any of my videos when they come out. Some other stuff I've done. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.